We get taken off the air because of James.
Okay, so we are live. I just want to double check with our audience. If you see us, please send me a message. Okay, so we are live. I just want to double check with our audience. If you see us, please send me a message. Okay, so we are live. Wow. I just want to double check with our audience.
Okay, somebody needs to turn their volume down.
It's happening. It's happening, James. I was on it. It's all good. We're saved. Yes, so I'm checking. Can y'all hear us? We got Left at Albuquerque. We got Bucking Bronco. We got Bo Smith, Boss Tith, whichever that is. RBS, Chris Maloney. Hello, all. Irish Kevin says hello. Bucking Bronco says, I see the Hollywood squares.
I kind of look like I'm in jail.
You what?
Yeah, you have stripes. Yeah. James has stripes. I have all the dialogue in front of my face, so you're way ahead of me.
I wish I could move it. Do you guys want me to get rid of the questions and I'll just tell you what people say?
Sure.
Sure, yeah.
Do we not get to see other people?
No.
Or talk to them?
No, this is a YouTube live. Sorry, everyone. I have to explain this to James. This is YouTube live, like it always is. We don't see people. We see their comments. But because we're on StreamYard, which is a platform that allows us to have all of us on, you're not seeing what's on YouTube. So I have the questions, and I will read them from our
there's
audience.
Michael.
Okay, now I'm free.
Oh, Michael.
Yay.
Now, for people who are joining us, let's go around the little square here, a little rectangle, and introduce ourselves. We'll start with Joshua.
Oh,
Joshua,
hi.
Who do you play in the show?
I play Lane in the show.
Yes,
and it's delightful.
And next we have June.
Yay!
Hello.
June plays Lorena. Yeah. Dropping right below, we have Michael Corbett, of course, who plays.
What's my character's name?
We're skipping your
Hello.
I don't remember my character's name. What is it?
Philip.
It's Moist.
Oh, I'm Philip. I'm playing Philip.
Oh, that word.
I'm the guy that Dwight leaves Rich for.
Yes. Well, no, he left Ray. And
right.
Ray, Rich, it's the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very confusing.
And then we have Isabelle, of course, who plays Mickey, the beloved Mickey that you guys all
yes, beloved.
Ooh, you're
definitely
evil.
What I've been hearing.
You are so evil, and you're so good at it.
It's delightful.
And then we have James Campbell, who plays James Cantwell.
Yay.
Who is so different from his character.
Yeah. I'm just here.
Well, you have pineapple pizza, so.
I do have pineapple pizza and a mystery beverage in a distance. So can they see us or just?
No, that's
oh my God.
So I'm playing. So in real life, I'm playing the role of Gedde on this because.
Hi, Gay.
We have no idea where Gedde is. Gedde is supposed to be coming. I have faith. We will see.
Gedde's in the questions. He's asking us.
He's asking, where is the link?
All right.
These lines are driving me crazy. They're the blinds, obviously. The sun is setting behind the mountain here in Palm Springs.
So your blinds not closed?
No, because then it'd be too dark. Okay, let's see.
Okay. Well, let's move on from this interesting line of questioning.
This is content people want.
Oh, okay.
I'll say Chris Maloney says he's here for the pizza party.
Yay.
Let's see. Lilith Cat says, I have to agree with James. Hawaiian pizza is an abomination. I think you get arrested if you try to order it in Italy. Michael Corbett, what do you say about that?
I said, because I'm Italian, I said it's a disgrace against the Italian culture to have nobody has fruit on pizza. It's just wrong.
Tomato is a fruit.
Thank you, James. That's incorrect.
Fried tomato.
What is roughage for 10, Alex?
Well, and also we have friends here from Canada who point out that pineapple on pizza is a Canadian invention.
Oh, is
Canadian bacon.
Oh yeah, the Canadian bacon.
So we got Irish Kevin is saying that they are wearing their disappointments T-shirts and hat and they're going to take a picture in front of our live TV show. Our live.
Wow.
Okay, I have a home in Italy. This is Bosith. The local shop does do pineapple on pizza.
Oh, I'm
Oh.
never back to my
Oh wow.
Wow.
So
Great.
great. Everybody can hear us. Howdy from Winnipeg. Hello from Seattle.
How's this?
Psychic Peak says, did someone say budget?
Wow.
James.
Okay, so I'm getting a lot.
What James is giving an example of for anyone who is ever on a Zoom, why you don't eat on Zooms.
What?
I'm just
Well, while this is correct, Michael, this is actually a request from our viewers that we have a little bit of a pizza party. So
Okay.
they're forgiving. They're forgiving. And of course, you can just do this.
Yeah.
better. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, we got our first question as I see it. Question for Joshua.
Hi, yeah.
The question is, would you come back as an evil sidekick for Philip? You were funny in the TV booth with him, and I see Lane as a foil for Philip for getting Dwight back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I had like one word with Michael Corbett in that booth. And
I know, we
glad
should have
do.
more.
Like, it was so fun just sitting up there with him and watching all of the stuff happen down there. I would gladly do it.
Well, what
Okay,
was fun about that too is that you did so much with nothing. Like you're the way you reacted to what was going on down below, but also how you reacted to Michael. Your expressions were so just genius.
Oh.
They were so plain.
I mean, I was just working with what everybody else was giving me. It's just really honest work. But really, like you gave such wonderful words, and there was such wonderful stuff happening down on the floor. It was literally just like playing. I went and played around for a day, and I love playing with y'all.
We had a very big playground.
Yes.
It's true.
Red X08 says, great season, everyone. Thank you very much. Stax is asking, will there be a season 3 or is it over since the love story is done? It's interesting that people think the Dwight Ray love story is done because it ended on, these guys have such a messed up relationship. Like there will be, I mean, I guess I'll say it. I'm committed to doing a movie instead of doing a 3rd season. And having the 3rd season, like taking the storyline from the 3rd season and revamping it into a movie format. And Dwight and Ray have a lot of work to do to get to a healthy place. They just got back together. They have work to do, and there's going to be a lot of fun seeing how, in fact, a relationship works between what will then be like a 65-year-old Ray and a 38 or 36-year-old Dwight. Like, how do you actually make that age difference work in a relationship? And there's going to be a lot of fun in the movie for that. But thank you for asking. So let's get off the pizza. There's a lot of comments about the pizza. And let's get on to the show. We've got this beautiful panel of actors from our show here, cast members, and I would love for you to ask questions. So who's got a good one?
Will we have our own dressing rooms next? Oh, you mean from them, not us.
No, you guys can ask
Big
questions.
important question, though.
Well, James, you're going to be sharing a dressing room with Chuck. And it's going to be
You were going to say with Michael.
No, Michael gets his
James
own.
and I are willing to share
Okay.
Wow.
if Chuck is in the room with us.
All right, we're gonna put cameras in there.
That's fine.
We got a question from Bucking Bronco for Joshua again. Lovely. See, Joshua, I told you, you're very popular. When did you become aware that you would be indirectly responsible for reuniting Ray and Dwight? I really thought you brought a complex character to life.
Oh, thanks. There was something, I let Lane think about something that he lost, that if he could fight for and get it back, he could. And he's in this place of like rehab where he's like admitting hard truths, but also maybe giving them, and learning something from himself that he can maybe get through to Rich and, stop being such a see you next Tuesday and go do something about it.
I like that you said that. And I didn't even think about that. That maybe some of the rehab, even though he's still doing the drugs and drinking, that he, in fact, some of the rehab work did sink in, and that.
Yeah. I mean, it's all there in the way that he is just having casual conversations with Rich and with Linus. I mean, Rich is essentially freeloading in his home and he's making his snarky little barbs, but like he's also sitting down and giving the good wine in the time of need. There's always been a heart there. It just needed to come out. And so you wrote it in there.
Right. And it has come out in little bits through what seems like sort of a sharp edge. But
yeah.
In fact, the heart has always been hidden under there. He protects himself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Clearly, he's been through a lot, though, just in that little bit of that monologue, which I love so much. I loved writing it, and then you brought it to life in such a way that I was just, as a writer, there's nothing more thrilling than when an actor brings a whole level of life that you didn't even hope for to the scene. So I really appreciate that.
I actually first, before we say anything else, I've been thinking about this. I need to give a lot of credit to Trevor for that. Because he was coaching me during that scene. And I remember there were a couple of moments that I maybe just wasn't giving what needed to be given. And he just gave me a different perspective to think about. So he's a big part of that scene too, even though he's not in it.
Great. That's good. That's good. Yeah, no, he was very helpful in so many ways, like hugely helpful throughout the season. Like, I don't think I could have made the show without his help. So that's great to hear you say that. Okay, we got questions coming in, please. We have really nice things people are saying. The show's awesome. They love us.
Are we able to ask them a question to then type in their answers?
Absolutely. Is there a question you'd like to pose, James?
Have many of the people who are joining us, have you seen the final episode? Some people could be joining in not having not seen it yet.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
no spoilers.
Let's phrase it this way. Just say in your comment how much of the show you've seen, just the first season, up until episode 3 of the second season. Let us know where you were at. Hansel's Medina says he'd like to donate for a 3rd season movie. But yeah, I'm going to do a fundraiser. So stay tuned for that. Michael DeRosa says, I'm waiting to be on the Disappointments. Love the show. Chris says the age difference can definitely work. There was a 25-year age gap between myself and my husband. All right, Chris. We have another question for Isabelle. Very good acting as a mean girl, Gen Zer. If your character comes back, will she be suing Ray after losing her job? I see her doing a bang-up job in a court setting. I'll answer that initially for you. No. That's not a line I want. I'm not saying no to Isabelle / Mickey coming back, but I have no interest in doing
a court drama.
Yeah. There are certain things that I just don't go for. Could you imagine for yourself? I'd love to hear what you would think. Like, what would be a good way to bring Mickey back, if anything?
Oh, I've thought about this because I actually would love for the journey of Mickey and Ray to have both been kind of humbled by what happened at work this season and to be almost forced into, I would love to see Mickey like now working at like a coffee shop or something, or like a waiter, like trying to get back into the writing room, but has like ruined her like career, because I mean reputation gets destroyed in this industry. It can be hard to come back, and to have Ray come in and be talking to like Dwight or James or anyone about like this project he's trying to pitch and all these things. No one's listening to him, and Mickey has to come in and help and be like, it's because you're being a little bitch and you got to do it like this. And then they have to come together to like work to create this project, and then they find common ground and actually like learn from each other and become friends. I think would be a really fun for Mickey.
I like that because there was an element of the writer's room that was kind of a heightened reality. Like they were very mean people, and didn't really see their humanity. But that, I mean, it's the same with Lane. It's like Lane had a certain meanness to him, and I just love twisting it. And suddenly you see why the person is the way they are, and they reveal something about themselves, and suddenly you have a whole new respect for them. It's funny you say working in a coffee shop, because 1000% I had in my mind barista. So
I'm a former barista, and I would love to like return to that in some form. Like that would just be, I loved making coffee. So that's why my brain initially went there. I was like, it's something I know how to do. It's something I would do if my career fell to pieces. I'd go back to being a barista. So that's so funny. But yeah, no, there's a reason that Mickey was as mean as she was and all of that. There were reasons behind it, which made it easier to do. But it's also just fun to be mean.
Okay, so Michael, what did it mean to you to be on the Disappointments?
You know what? It was the first time I have ever played a gay character, so that was kind of interesting. Because I've never played a gay character before, so it was interesting to have that experience. Yeah, I mean that's and also there was one scene, like Richard asked me to do it, and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do this. And then I read the script, and there was one scene in there, which we call the Sound of Music reversal scene, that I read that and I went, oh, this is a really good scene. And it was that one scene was the reason that I decided to do it, because it was the breakup with Dwight. And it was really because it was really well written and really sort of kind of very real emotional moment. And I thought, okay, and I get to play a gay guy, so that's a first. So that's kind of what I did.
And does this mean somebody's going to submit himself for a guest star Emmy?
And there's that.
Okay, and also this is a follow-up also for Michael. Did you I'll rephrase the question. It's a part of a question, but it's a more complex question. But the part of it that I like is this person saying that he loved your restraint at the bar when Ray was singing to Dwight and you were watching him. Some of my favorite acting that you did was actually that when Dwight was reacting to the singing, the way you looked at him. That's because I think it told a lot. And well, let me ask you, what was your approach to that? What were you thinking?
The approach was, it's sort of I think that scene was where things unfolded for him. And when you have a scene like that, one, you don't want to indicate, oh, I get it. You have to really, you just have to feel the unfolding and internalize it, because one, you have people watching you, including having your partner right next to you, and you don't want to give it away. So you really sort of an honest reaction, and it's pretty internal. So there's not a lot you can show. So you're forced into this little box of keeping it internal, but having, just having the ability to express it as subtly as possible. And so the way the scene unfolded, it allowed me to do that and keep it very tight and very small.
Right.
Hey, can I piggyback on that for a second?
Sure.
So there was the scene in Philip's house when I'm supposed to meet him to talk about his selling his house, and you come with me, and you're totally inappropriate. And I mean, doing things like totally over the top and kind of unrealistic in ways. And watching it, I saw Michael, obviously, because I was standing next to him and across from him. But when I actually saw it played back, there was a level of subtleness there too. I mean, what are you going to do? Like explode? Say, what the fuck? What are you doing in my house? Why are you doing that? And I really enjoyed watching that, watching you do that as well, Michael. That there's a certain level of containment you have to have. You just have to. And so anyway, kudos to you. I will say, as somebody who is not an actor, I learned watching you in that scene how
even though you had things to say to James, so you had your lines and your business with him, you were listening. And I say the word listening. You were also watching, but essentially listening to what Ray was doing and reacting to it in real time. And it felt very real. And it just sort of brought it all together. It wasn't like Ray was just doing this over here and nobody was paying attention. You were making note of it, mental note of it, but you weren't, as James said, like outwardly reacting or getting angry. You were just like, okay, this is going on. As you ad-libbed at the end, which I loved, which was
A lot going on there.
yeah, you just pointed Ray, a lot going on.
Sorry, I just stole your line, Ray. Rich, whatever your name is. Rich Ray.
It was a
Hey,
bunch
Rich
of.
Ray.
I remember sitting there. I think it was in sort of real time because as we're sitting there, and Rich is doing just insane things. I'm sitting there. There was a combination of thinking, okay, this person's insane, and I kind of want to ignore him. I'm going to clock what he's doing.
Right.
I really want this man out of my house, but I'm not going to let on. I'm going to just, I'm going to clock it for later. But I'm really picking up that this guy's a hot mess.
Right.
So, which is all you can do.
Right.
Or that's what I felt all I could do at that moment.
You did a beautiful job with it. Lots of people saying lovely things about everybody, so you're all loved. But I'm going to look for specific question. This was the one Curran says. That's his name, Curran says. So Curran says, everyone does a great job in the show. I was also wondering how June decided on a thought process to approaching the role of Lorena. Yeah, so how'd you build the character? What was your process around all that?
I think the hurt kid acting out. You could just see that the mess came from something genuine and something real. And I think that once I settled on hurt kid in a grown-up's body, and then you just say the words, because the word, I mean, when I met her, quote unquote, at the same time that, in real time, in that the first thing I had to do was something that essentially made me seem insane. And it was just like, oh, okay. You just marry hurt kid to that first introduction. And it just, I don't know, she just kind of came from there. I don't know if that makes sense. Does that?
Yeah. Well, what was,
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember, I think, was your first scene actually when we first meet Lorena? Was that
Yeah, when we first meet Lorena.
So that was
At
with
the desk, right?
At the desk.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was just like, oh, okay, we're jumping into the deep end of the pool. Literally, and you're just like, huh, she's nuts. And you can just, and that's the thing. I mean, Isabelle, it's the same thing where it's like, it's fun to be mean. It's fun to get out your crazy.
Yeah.
And you don't necessarily, the character doesn't think they're crazy. The character doesn't think they're mean. They're just being who they are. So it was just the words really took care of a lot. But once I found out for myself what her hurts were, it made it easy. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's great. Yeah, I thought you did such a beautiful job with that. I've told you so many times, but it bears repeating that, I wrote that part and I had a certain vision for it. And I thought we'll never find anybody to play it, to bring it to life. And you come in and you didn't just bring it to life, you exceeded my expectations for it. And it was just so wonderful. And again, it's like, it's so cool when actors come in and take the words that I write by myself in this little room and bring it to life and make it beautiful. So thank you.
But they're beautiful words, though, really.
Yeah.
The stories that you tell, the way you tell story and set people up you set actors up to succeed. I really think you do in your writing. It's that thing where if it falls out of my mouth easily, I know it's good writing.
Yeah.
Yep. Like it was super to get off book because
Mhm.
everything you said made sense. Like all of the
Mhm.
things connected. It's a very consistent character. Like once you know who you are, you're like, great. And anytime I was like, oh yeah, the next line's so obvious because yeah, obviously this is what I would say. Like it makes the job so easy.
Mhm.
Yeah, that monologue that you wrote that you were talking about, talking about being effeminate and gay and growing up in the South. I think that's just relatable to a lot of like people who grew up like that. And so the words that you're writing are easy to deliver because I personally lived that. So I know what it's like. It's easy to like tap into that and let it come out. And
Right.
it's in turn then refreshing to have that ability to let it out.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you also gave us catharsis.
Mhm. You
Wow.
really-
Thank you. I think the thing about the way people have responded, Lane, to Joshua to Lane, is that his suddenly everybody related to his pain. Suddenly everybody related to if they were bullied, if they were picked on for being gay, whatever the case may be. They were like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, I understand this guy now.
Yeah, it's real easy to think that people can be like mean like Lane or Isabelle or like crazy like June, but that all comes from somewhere.
Comes from somewhere.
It's all a defense mechanism. It's all the way that we coped with something. And so once you find the humanity behind all of that, it's real easy to then let that humanity come out when you have the writing that lets it come out.
Exactly.
Yep.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's not make this about me and my writing, though. You guys.
Too late.
We have so many questions here, so I'm going to zip through something. There's some comments. Miss June Carroll, I love your character. K Jazz and Gilbert says, I want to rip that fidget spinner away from her so bad.
It's the source of my power.
Yeah, your magic device.
Did you have to learn how to work that, or did that come very naturally to you?
It came very naturally to me. I'd never really messed with one before shooting. And then luckily I was like, oh no, this makes sense. This feels right. I'm a very naturally fidgety person though, so I think it was actually very helpful.
All right, Tony Lamar says, I just discovered y'all 15 minutes ago and starting with season 1. So excited. Tony, thank you. Welcome. Yeah, hopefully we're
It's
not
a fun ride.
spoilers here.
Watch the edited episodes. Is the first season like the original? Is that gone now? And
Yeah,
just
I've taken that off. So the first season, which unfortunately
Hallelujah.
those episodes have like 1.5 million
it was
views.
awful.
People aren't going to see that. So now James is so mad he stormed off.
Changing my light. Oh God, how's that?
Prison, honey.
James, you handled that silently.
That's better, James.
That looks much
Okay.
better.
Well, no, the sun. I'm very close to the mountain, and the sun dips behind it very, early.
Question for Michael. I've seen you forever in soap dramas. Is this your first time doing comedy? It's giving Mr. Sheffield the nanny.
Oh, that's funny. Actually, yes. I don't know why all of a sudden I'm doing comedy. I'm doing a play right now that Rich, you know who it is, Stan Zimmerman, has written. He's the writer. He's the head writer from Golden Girls and Gilmore Girls and Roseanne. And I'm doing a comedy right now that's in workshop to go to New York, and it's a really funny, hysterical comedy, kind of like Golden Girls, but for older LGBTQ men, kind of. So I'm loving doing comedy. I'm working with this incredible guy named Patrick Bristow, who is from Groundlings, and it's really fun. I'm liking doing comedy, and I think I'm even doing now a big comedy movie now over the summer. So this has unlocked my comedy. I don't know, whatever. It's been fun. Yes, I never did comedy before, really.
So it took you this long to develop a sense of humor.
I'm not very funny.
Ow.
I'm not a funny person, so
Sure.
now it's
No, you're not.
James, and it's so boring. It's a boring night because it's not funny. But anyway, so yes, I am loving being able to do. But disappointments for me, I'm not a comedic character, so it's even though it is a comedy, I don't look at it like I'm doing a comedic character. I just
Well,
situation.
right.
It's situationally funny. The characters themselves are funny, but as an actor, it's not a comedy to me.
Right. So you're playing it real, and some of it is funny just by virtue of the situation.
Right.
I mean, the scene with you and James and Reese at the very end, where you tell James you found somebody else, like all of that is played so real, yet it's really funny.
Yeah.
You know, like James getting burnt again.
Yeah.
And
Thanks, Michael.
honestly, I have to give kudos to James, because working with James, who is just innately funny, like just being in the room with him, he's just funny. So you can be the straight man, and James just, flies with it, because you're just damn funny, James.
No. Thank you.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, we have lots of nice comments about this last episode. Will June's TV character have an opportunity to make peace with her adult kids in the next season?
Ooh.
That would be nice. That'd be nice. Like, I don't want to leave things dangling, do I? So that's a good possibility. Something may develop along those lines for Isabelle. I'm sorry. What's the character's name? Lorena. The character for me. Thank you. Some nice things about the writing. Appreciate it. Looking for questions. We have lots of compliments, which I really appreciate. This is nice. I have been so impressed with all of the actors in The Disappointments, but more so because you have all shared who you really are and what a fantastic group of people. That's for y'all. And Lane might be mean, but honest and unfiltered, and we all need that sometimes.
Tact is just not saying true stuff.
A good point.
Question for James.
Oh,
Never mind. I can read this one. Sorry, James.
Can't read it.
The question is, have you always been great at physical comedy? You are, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. I guess. No, well, the thing is, it's like I got into acting very late in life. I never wanted to admit that I wanted to do it. So I thought I was going to be an architect or a psychologist. And I didn't start acting until I was in my mid-20s. But growing up on Warner Brothers cartoons and Carol Burnett and I Love Lucy, I think I understood what funny was and how to get a laugh. And even though I may not have claimed that's what I wanted to do, I had it within me. And anyway, if I could get a laugh by throwing myself on the ground, I would do it. And little by little, I learned how to do it without getting hurt. But anyway, that's nice, I think. But it's something to do.
How did you feel about that day? Like, describe for people who are watching, because you haven't really been on yet, so they haven't heard from you about what that was like that day, dragging that body around.
It was exhausting. It really was, because I think that was the day. I don't know if I drove in that day or if I'd driven in. So I live a couple hours away from LA, and that body was, I don't even, was it 125 pounds? It was not light. It was a real sort of like, what was it, like a CPR sort of dummy or something. But anyway, it was a lot. And just trying to not only carry it and be on my mark and to not cover my face with it, I had to also keep that sheet around it because it kept wanting to come apart. The pins were coming out. And so it would be like I could feel it slipping and like seeing it coming apart out of the corner of my eye and having to like grab another part of it so that we wouldn't have to stop and carry it back up the stairs and start from one.
Do it again.
Right. But it was fun to do. But man, oh man, by the end of the day, I was tired. I was very tired.
Well, people love that whole sequence. They thought you were really funny. They thought Chuck was really funny too.
I will say that a mutual friend of ours that Rich, you, and that Michael knows, I won't say a name, he reached out to say that somebody else, another mutual friend of ours, is further ahead than this other friend in the season, and was going on about how good season 2 is, and that he actually loved that episode of the physicality and dragging the body around.
Right. Do you remember where that came from?
Kirby Tepper. What?
James and I were having a conversation on the phone about season.
Oh, that's right.
Early on, like I hadn't written the scripts yet, and we were talking about James being a real estate agent and the things that he could get involved with, and like things that could happen. And we started talking about something that could happen in an open house. And I was like, "What if there's a dead body?" And it just became like we're just laughing at the stupidity of the idea that we were just sharing on the phone as I was driving around LA, and I don't even know what you were doing. And it's so funny that that stupid idea that cracked us up so much as being just insane wound up in the show.
Well, we were comparing it to when Lucy and Ethel steal John Wayne's footprint, and so that's sort of what sparked the idea.
That's great. I gotta say, I don't want to break, but James, your catchphrase, I find it in my head a lot. It's like the reaction to things, just it echoes in my head. It's one of my favorite things in the world. It's like I always find, oh God, just cracks me up every time I think about it. It's like you don't even have to do anything. You just like the different iterations of that phrase. Just I love.
Oh, I'm sorry that you hear my voice in your head.
It's a wonderful companion.
Michael, do you know what this means? Michael's current play reminds me of the recent Nathan Lane TV series, Mid-Century Modern.
Yeah, actually, it's Mid-Century Modern. So it's whoever that is who knew that. Yes, actually this play was the original script was the first reading of this play that I'm doing now was with George Takei, Leslie Jordan, Sherry O'Terry.
Oh my God, do you have the Sherry O'Terry part now?
I'm Sherry O'Terry. And somebody else. But anyway, and it was the original play. This is the real story. It was the original play, and then somehow things happened, and then Mid-Century Modern got made, and then this play was there. So it's similar, except it's got a lot more. If you saw Mid-Century Modern, that series, it's same circumstance, same setting. But this has it deals with a lot more serious issues, and it's got a lot more heart. And all the characters go through some things that real people go through. So I think it's actually much better than Mid-Century Modern, the TV show. So it's a much better script.
Good.
So yeah.
Sounds more relevant.
It is. It's much more relevant and much more relatable and much more real.
That's good, because the one thing that I didn't see much of Mid-Century Modern, and I don't want to diss other people, but the thing I didn't respond to it because it just didn't feel grounded in anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I like funny, but I like it grounded.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of random comments. Michael looks a little like Danny Thomas. Someone saying it.
He's dead.
But you look warmer.
A little more alive than Danny Thomas. Thank you.
I'm going to bounce around a couple of these. Another one is I never would have expected Isabelle to be so down to earth. Great acting on her part.
Thank you.
Let's see. Isabelle, people love you. Isabelle, you were so good at being so bad. You might want to do a rom-com or two to avoid being typecast as a villain. Great.
Oh my goodness.
Do you want to do a rom-com? Let's get you
I actually would love to do a rom-com. That sounds really fun.
Maybe
I do actually play a lot of like very tough and mean people. I don't know why. It is something that I have been casted multiple times. And so yeah, it would be nice to play like the romantic lead or something like that. I was like I've auditioned for a few, so fingers crossed that they happen because I feel like those are closer to who I actually am. I'm a very nice person, so thank you guys.
You play very bad well.
I feel like the nicest people are usually the best at playing bad. People who are bad, they don't, because they don't realize, like, I don't know. It's just something I've noticed in the people. I'm like, oh, you're mean, and you always play nice people for some reason, and you're like the nicest person, and you play a murderer.
It's called stretching.
Yes.
People saying the entire cast is doing a bang up job. You are all awesome. There's a question for me, but it's about Chuck. Why was Ignacio not in the season finale? I was looking forward to seeing him throw down. This season was all about James and Ignacio for me, which I love that. I mean, I love that people found different things to like. Like, not everybody's on board with Range White. That's fine. Like, Ray was a dick a lot of the time this season, or he was just not coming from a healthy place. His actions were not so smart. But by the same token, I think the relationship between Ignacio and James was twisted. Like, people have responded to that, but it's really an unhealthy relationship.
You don't know that.
Oh, I do. I wrote it.
Oh God.
Oh God.
But the reason he was not in the season finale is I didn't want to be dealing with couples. So the season finale was about seeing Ray and Dwight functioning again in a good place. And I didn't want to have that competing with Ignacio and James and where they were. So, I have big ideas for those two characters in the movie. So you will see them again, but I just didn't want to, in telling the story, I just got to streamline it. We only had half an hour to tell the episode. We went over, it's 36 minutes. It's our longest episode ever.
It did not feel like 36 minutes.
That episode
Not
flew
at
by.
all, yeah. It flew.
Yeah, I mean, I think they all kind of go by pretty quickly, but okay. Someone named Trevor Lapalagali says, I love you for that, James. You make people feel better through your ability to make people smile and laugh. Miss you. That's
Thank you.
That's our Trevor.
That's nice.
Yeah. So glad that Ray and Dwight got back together. They were made for each other. I'm such a romantic. The roof scene to me was incredible. Love, love, love. That roof scene was insane to shoot. It was probably the windiest day ever in Los Angeles. And at one point, there was a giant gust that blew all the equipment towards the edge of the rooftop.
Oh,
and I told everybody to, I just yelled it out, let it go. Like, let it. I didn't want people lunging for the stands and going over and falling 3 stories. Luckily, the equipment didn't go over, but God, that was hard to shoot. You never know.
I have to go.
James, you missed. Here's a question for James.
It's too dark in here.
Your lighting just keeps getting worse. That's just it.
I'm just going to turn the light out, and I'll just be like a...
James, your character considered any professions that Viggy couldn't compete with you? Missed you at the screening. Has your character considered... Can you see your character doing anything else besides real estate?
Probably not. He's probably not, able to. I guess he could work retail.
Going back to retail. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I see a
And
few
trying to be like a department manager. But
and having younger people being so prickly to him, just like Ray experienced.
yes.
That.
Or a flight attendant.
So here's Joshua. What do you think about Lane and where his character could go in future? In this case, we'll say future episodes, but it's what are your hopes for Lane?
I mean, I really liked the idea of Lane becoming Philip's sidekick, but I could see them producing something together. I can also see Lane just continuing to do what he's doing and being a bitch and still somehow just getting by as he is.
Right.
I think can I just throw something in?
Sure.
the way that the second season has ended, it leaves a lot of opportunity for literal, development and progression on everybody's parts. And maybe it's I don't know if people have been watching The Comeback. I watched the final episode of Comeback the other night. But I think people really love redemption and sort of, settling consequences and seeing something that actually works, especially these days where we see so much that isn't working, that we're bombarded with every day, and to find a sense of calm and groundedness. I think people would love to maybe see that in these characters. Not like, everybody skipping off together in the sunset, but possibility, hope, even if it's uncertainty, that there's something that we all could imagine for each other.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you got to always remember the name of the project is The Disappointments. So, and at the end of this, we won some and we lost some. Now, there were wins and loses, and I think that's life. But I do like, Gedde, to me, the character of Gary, holds the heart of the show, and that he is the positivity and he's the warmth. He's the one who always brings the craziness back to more of a Zen center. It's the stillness that he brings. So that will always be there. We'll always need him. We do have a question for Michael Corbett.
Uh-oh.
Oh God, we just got a bunch of questions and they bumped way up. For Michael Corbett, Emmy winner, Michael Corbett. What would you like to see for your character in the next?
Oh, I didn't see that in the frame.
Hold on.
How could we have missed that?
I thought it was an earring.
I thought that was a candle holder.
I have two. Okay, go ahead.
So what would you like to see for your character Philip in the next chapter?
What I decided is, because it is called The Disappointments, that James loses his boyfriend, the real. Is that Ignacio? Is that your boyfriend?
How dare you? Yes, he's my lover.
He dumped you for me.
Okay.
He dumped you for Philip. And then I go on to produce something that will just annoy the shit out of Ray. Maybe I'm hiring on or do something that pulls Dwight away from Ray for something, because I want to be the one that helps make more disappointments. So
and would you cast me?
What? I know. I want you to suffer, and Ignacio needs to be with me in the next one.
Well, then how about? So, Rich, are you writing this down? Or you're going to play it back, right?
No, James, I'm writing it down right now.
Okay. And then maybe James, the character of James, connects with the guy that you went on your date with. I forget his name in the.
John Stafford.
Yes.
Oh,
he's a great actor.
All of the stuff you guys are talking about. It's funny. You're kind of skimming off a few things that I'm playing with, but you're not landing on them. But you're not terribly far.
Well, just tell me when to put my landing gear down.
Let's raise a little money and get the project up, and then you'll see the script and you'll go, "Oh, this is brilliant! I love
I'll
it."
have my lawyers read it first.
You're a lawyer. Okay, we got lots of questions here. Sorry. The more they come in, it gets bumped. It gets way bumped up, and I don't know how far up I have to go here. Sorry. The conversation in the bar was so good. Should win an award, especially the part where Dwight asked Ray to let you go. Such a healthy thing to ask in a sea of unhealthiness that has gone on between the two of them. Sorry, reading. I'm not going to answer this one, but I'll pose it to perhaps James.
Oh,
No, I guess it's for me. It's about Rusty, where he came from, and what was important to tell about that story. I'll address that later because I don't want to be talking. Okay, that's also for me. No, don't ask me questions. Let's ask questions for the people you see here, other than me, and I'm just the person delivering them. I could see James playing a flamboyant bartender, and he can make stories about his encounters. Okay, we just got a $20 contribution from Bucking Bronco. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bucking Bronco.
He came to our screening. His name is Chris. He said the disappointments look fantastic on the big screen. I was lucky to see the finale screening, and I could easily imagine seeing this in the theaters. Thank you. Has anybody discussed what would become of Rusty now that Lorena Lee and Gary C show is canceled? He's a phenomenal character with a colorful origin story. Anybody have thoughts on how we could use Rusty possibly?
Wait, I'm sorry. Who was Rusty?
The homeless guy.
Oh.
Have him be James' assistant.
Me and Lane. When I hire Lane, he could come work for us as a PA.
There you go.
Too.
Okay. Any more questions, people? There's a lot of cross conversation going on between the people watching this, and they're not
Oh, that's cute.
is it healthy?
cute, but you have a whole panel of people here to chat with. So, and they have to like go places and do things. June, who came up with the wig throwing? I thought it would have been great if Rachel had then thrown what would have been her wig back at you in retaliation. I must have worked with the writer. That was a really interesting and educational moment for me. If you remember that.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah. Because it was like, don't touch the hair. So
because I came to you and asked you like, what would you think? Because I'm trying to play out in my mind and staging what the fight would be.
right.
And I came to you and I asked like, what would you think if she pulled your wig off? And you said,
don't touch the hair.
don't touch the hair.
Yeah.
And then you immediately turned it around, and which I thought was so much more empowering. And so it was June's idea to pull the wig off and throw it at her.
I loved it.
And to me, I'll tell you what I got out of that. Then you can tell me what your intention was. I felt like that was her way of saying, F you, like with all of your like tearing this show apart from what it was supposed to be, what I wanted it to be, and this is who I am.
It was especially the this is who I am. It for any woman, I think, to just make her head naked is it's definitely a declaration, and I think that for Lorena in particular, it's I'm not hiding anything anymore. Y'all are gonna see me as I am. It's war. It's like, oh, you've driven me there. You have driven me there, girl. You gonna pay? It's like, hold my earrings. Let me just, hold my wig.
There was a whole like you in danger, girl feeling.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, okay, we're gonna throw down now.
Exactly. What did you think about that shooting that scene? Like, have you ever done a scene like that?
No,
Right.
never gotten to play in that much chaos. Never got to, and it was honestly, it was a blast. It was a blast because I didn't know where Sharon was gonna go. So it was like, all right, girl, come on now. We had to, we I don't know. It just felt it was very liberating, to get mad and lose your cool and
you got a little physical. I mean, there was a little bit of contact. The hands were slapping each other.
The hands were slapping each other. Yeah, it was fun. It was just fun. I don't know.
Watching it felt like there was a sense of danger. It really did.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad because at that point, you know, Lorena is fighting for her life. So if it doesn't feel dangerous, then, you know,
Right.
does she really mean it?
Mhm.
Right. Is it just there to be a fight?
Is it just there to be a fight? And I don't, I don't know, just really a
It
powerful
felt
moment.
real. I mean, you brought the realness to it. It felt like you were pushed to this point, standing up for yourself.
Yeah. And you know what was hard was for Lorena that Gary was sort of, it was death by 1,000 cuts, and Gary was so ready to just give over because we could fix it in post. You know, we could fix it later, and it's like we can't fix it later. I know this. I know how this goes.
You can never fix it in post.
You know.
We have a question from Michael. Out of all the dramatic soap operas you worked with, I think that might be soap actors you worked with. Who is the funniest behind the scenes? Susan, Patch.
What?
They're saying Susan ? Patch ?
Oh, I know who they mean. She means Susan Lucci. There's Patch, who was from Days of Our Lives. Honestly, the funniest person I've ever worked with. There's two. Jess Walton from Young and the Restless is his star, one of my dear friends, and hysterical, like crazy. We used to do all kinds of shit on the set and practical jokes. And then another one who's just a Looney Tune, just funny as hell, is an actress named Barbara Crampton, who is in all these like horrible horror movies. And she's another one that's just a real crack up, because you assume like the women in daytime TV are very stiff. They're not. These two are hysterically funny and a crack up and so much fun to work with.
We have I love that Serge, our editor, is watching this right now. Everybody say hi to Serge.
Serge, can you like brighten me?
He can't help you, James, but he does say he's making a point. You can fix a lot of things in post, and I am here to say that is absolutely true. We fixed a lot of things, lighting, everything.
James's performance, a lot got changed.
How dare you?
Wow.
Dare you?
Wow.
Why do you hate me?
You make it easy. I'm going to throw this out to whoever wants to take it, and you can all like chime in on this. The Range White storyline. Do you think a relationship can still work after cheating? So after what happened between those two, and looking at like literally what those circumstances were between the two of those, do you think their relationship can be fixed? Can it work? I love this. The silence is
The
definite.
serious question.
Can I cop out and say that I think that the exciting part is watching them try?
Thank you.
Like whether they do or don't, like watching them try to work it out is the real, like, what we want to see.
Right. That's what I plan to tackle in the next iteration of this. Again, movie. It's going to be a movie, folks.
Yeah.
Okay. Corinne says, hi, editor Serge. Sorry. Any more questions for our friends here? Quit the crosstalk, people.
Well, clearly something is more interesting.
And then we are.
James,
We created a safe space for everyone to become friends. It's nice.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's part of it. I will say this is that this, and the reason why this is happening, a lot of these people have been on the live since the beginning, since we've done one after every episode, starting with the re-release of the director's cut of season 1. So that's 13 of these, and people have been following it through the entire time, and so they've gotten to know each other, and it's kind of cool. There is a community. There's a disappointments community.
Are they having a bake sale anytime soon?
James,
do you have a name like for them? Do they have a name like the disappointees or something?
The disappointees.
I don't know. The disses. Okay, I'm going to go through last things, questions. Interesting. This one from I know he explained his name to me before. But the handle on YouTube is Boss Tith. He says, for creative people, you all have white walls.
Well, my sister bought it.
I know. I got this picture.
Right.
That's white. Oh,
Picture is-
This is blue. It's
As
just
a
washed out
realtor,
oh my God.
I always suggest to my clients to let your artwork, let your fabrics, let your living area define your color so that it can be changed all the time. Why be locked in with a color on the wall that you can't do much with? I could give you a tour of my home.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
Wow, that was good.
But it is true. I think let your artwork and your belongings.
Michael, bring your crew over there. Michael,
I'm bringing a crew over right now. And we are at
Is that
the
you
1
at the
hour
door
mark.
now?
And now that James has launched into real estate tips, it's time for me to go.
okay, so yes, Michael has to bounce. And there's a question for you, Michael, but you know what? We'll
Go
let
ahead.
we'll let you bounce. It got bumped up. I have to find it. No, I'm gonna let you go.
Okay. All right,
I'll
everybody.
answer it for him.
Good. Gosh,
Bye,
everybody.
Michael.
Really nice to
Bye,
see you.
Michael.
Bye,
It was good to
Michael.
see you again.
Bye, everybody.
I'm just gonna
How do you get out of there? How do you get out?
But this is how I keep. I did that. I did that.
Oh,
Michael,
You
you say something I don't like, I remove you.
rebuke you.
The funny thing is, I can see that Michael actually doesn't know how to get out of it because he just walked away from his computer and
That's how you
Oh,
leave.
that's hilarious.
That's
I
like-
can answer the question that they asked him. I'll answer it correctly and honestly.
well, no.
No, I'm kidding.
Sorry. But the questions are coming. Okay, so for Joshua, your confession scene was so moving and deep. Did you draw from something in your own life when you were doing it?
Oh yeah, unfortunately. I grew up in the northern Midwest, and I have kind of a conservative family, and something I grew up hearing a lot was stuff like, "Oh, I better never see you shoot a basket like that sissy. I better never see you run like a sissy." And I was kind of an effeminate little kid, and so it wasn't like they were telling me, don't be this thing that we see you becoming. And so that was there. And also, I've never told this to you, Rich, but a lot of my bullies looked like you. So in that scene, when I got to insult you, or when I got to tell you how much I don't like a person like you, I let who you are, unfortunately, dictate that, excuse me. And I got to it felt good.
You let who I was sort of the avatar for in my
Yeah.
look. I'm not
Yeah.
that.
Right, exactly.
But I'm glad that I was able to do that for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because
And
again,
at the same time, I do want to let you know that I think that you look super cuddly and real attractive in that scene, and I just want to grab a blanket and curl up with you. So
I'm like,
what I felt as Lane doesn't transfer to real life.
right.
So maybe Lane and Linus and Ray should become a throuple.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, and I'll say, as you know, again, I've never acted before. Season 1 was my first experience. Season 2 was my second experience. So every time, I'm super comfortable with James and Gedde and Trevor, because I'm friends with all of them. But acting with people I don't know scares the hell out of me. And I thought you were so good. I was just really intimidated, but it helped me because Ray is intimidated by Lane in many ways. So
Yeah, you always have to use what's already there.
yeah, exactly. So I also used an element of you to help what I did. I just wish, June, that we had.
Oh, that would have been so fun. Oh,
I would have been so terrified. We'll have to work something in for Ray and Lorena. And
yes, please.
And the same goes for Isabelle, which we've talked about before. and I've talked about it in this context that I was working on multiple things while we were shooting that scene. So we were just dealing with other business and setting up lighting in another this mini sort of studio lot that had that's where James's office was. That's where Patrick's Airbnb was. That is where the writer's room was. And I think there were, Gedde's dressing room. All of those were in that facility. And so I was moving around and helping to, like, wherever we were shooting next, approving lighting and how it was being dressed. And then I would come in, and Isabelle and the other three, Tony,
Deanna. And
thank you. I know their names. This is 64.
I was like, I was in one part of this. I got to know like a small, so I'm like, it's easier for them to come to my mind.
But the perfect part of it is that you guys had all this, you bonded in that time that I wasn't there. So it helped me so much to be intimidated by you guys, because I kind of was. It helped. I was isolated. I wasn't a part of it. You kept me as just circumstances made me the other, and it helped.
It really created that dynamic so easily, because we all met like that day, the first day that we were there to film, and had to create that relationship of people who had been working together for a really long time and have that bond, so that then Ray could feel very outside. And it worked so well that you couldn't be there for a lot of what we were working on. Made it very easy. And we came up with ways to mess with you, and little things we could do, little looks, little jabs, little improvs here and there, just to keep you off balance, which was a lot of fun to watch you take.
I know that two moments are super satisfying for people in that whole writer's room scenario. One is when you say the awful things to Ray, and then it reveals he's recorded it. Like, people cheered when the phone came out. But also the Mickey being knocked down, in the end, getting fired, and like how that all played out. And like, I am happy with the writing, but I'm really happy with how that all ended up coming out with you, the acting going on in the room. And it was so fun to interact with you. Like, just, I had nothing to do except like make faces at you. And I made a face at you, and I remember like you reacted so strongly to it. Like, I was basically, you were pissed.
You hit all of my buttons in it too. Like, that was what was so fun, is like this thing of trying to keep control of something that is so clearly going out of control, and slowly realizing that everyone's turning on me, and the whole time it's happening, Rich is over there as Ray being like, making all these faces, and I'm like, this is my nightmare.
That was fun. That was a new of all of the different experiences I've had in the show, like bringing it to life and acting in scenes that felt so different and alien to me. It was really cool. It was very informational. It was a learning experience.
That was one of my favorite ones to film, was the ending one. For anyone who hasn't seen it, nothing happens. You'll see. Watch the episodes.
La la la. Yes.
I have to go.
You have to go. Okay. I know.
Yeah, I do too.
There's a guy also
I'm so
should probably
sorry.
get going here soon, but I can hang in for a little. They texted me. I've got a little time.
I have to write a counter offer. I'm serious.
Wow.
So I am a working realtor.
Oh, I know that, James. I know. Does that mean you gotta go right now? Like the second?
I can be here like maybe 5 more minutes.
Okay.
I told them I needed about an hour.
Okay.
And we're at an hour 8. So duty calls.
Duty calls. Well, we'll say goodbye to Isabelle, and who's Isabelle and June, and Joshua's got a couple. You got to go.
I can stay for a couple more minutes, but I have to go pretty soon.
So Isabelle, June, thank you so much for being a part of this. I know that the people watching this love you. They've loved you in the show. I love you. So
I love you more.
We'll be in touch soon about the future.
I'm excited.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's been so wonderful. This was great. Hello and goodbye to everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Love you. We'll see you soon.
Y'all.
Bye.
And then there were 3.
It's like a competition. Who's going to be left? Who's going to be left?
You. You.
Right. Okay, that was a question for June. She's gone. Gunther Blendon is saying that regarding the Ray Dwight, the cheating, he says he thinks everyone gets one do-over unless the context is particularly grievous. Then no. Bo Sith. I will never get that right. Bo Stith. This is somebody whose name is I'm just reading on our YouTube page. He's telling me how to pronounce his name. James, this might be for us. Oh, this one's for you, so we'll jump to it.
Okay.
Which of the other actors from the previous seasons was the funniest to you? So which of the actors in both seasons was the funniest to you? And he's giving you a prompt saying Leland?
Meaning character or actor?
Let's phrase it like, for your experience working with an actor, what was funniest?
I gotta say, no offense to anybody, Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
Even just in the muffin scene in the open house, Chuck and I know each other, and we've worked together on stage before, but not really together. Like, he was off in other scenes, and we've done musicals together. But we had time to create a bit while other things were happening in the rest of the house. He and I kind of choreographed. Let's take a muffin and put it down. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to check out your ass. But Chuck and I just have a connection, and our characters sort of lent themselves to that. Where my character connection to, say, Gary and Ray, that's there as well. But we got to, I don't know, we got to be like Ethel and Lucy together in a way. And that's not to slight anybody else.
No. I mean, you and I didn't have a lot of one-on-one. One of my favorite days was the two of us in the car. When I say, what are you doing? You're like, I'm Venmoing you $100. Stop talking. Like, that was a fun moment. Or when we were outside of Corbett's front door. Like,
yes. Okay. So now I need to retract my.
No. Because what you and Chuck was very Lucy and Ethel sticky.
It was, and we had time just by ourselves to do that while other things were going on, without a crew and everybody waiting for us to get it.
Can I answer that question too?
Yes, please.
Sam Pancake always cracks me up.
Oh God.
Like,
I wish I could work with him.
Walk in, say hi, and I'm on the floor. And so I know that he didn't just steamroll the what he did, but like, it's hard to just not sit back and just let him go.
Oh, he's a force of nature.
Just love it. It's so fun to watch.
I mean, the thing with Sam is that the first season, we had this great conversation. I didn't really know him, but I had some mutual friends, and I just saw him, and I knew that he'd be perfect for the part.
Yeah.
But the part was already written, and but he was great. He brought a bunch of stuff. He's really great at
Improv.
Improv. Yeah. Thank you. The ad-libbing. It's not improv. So he brought some things, and he's so good with direction. And I knew instinctively not to over direct him, that just give him the right suggestion. Like, one direction I gave to him when he was talking, when he was explaining to Ray season, when he walks in with Dwight about the memorial they're having, and he mentions that there's a DJ. We did a take of it, and then I said to Stan, Sam, the only direction was, you think the DJ's hot, and it completely changed how we did it. And it was really funny. And in the same thing in this second season in the talk show set, I just said to him after a take, take a look around where you're sitting and use the environment. You've got a pig right there. And he just was, oh, got it. And he just was like all over it. Like, just like, he says something, and he turns and he like pats the pig, like, right. So oh
my God. I'm remembering that scene when we walk in. The DJ's so hot. Don't touch him. Whatever. It's just like, oh my God, he really is such a funny human being.
Well, and the other thing I said to him is that you have ownership over the song that Gary's going to sing at the memorial at the last episode of the first season, and that you mouth the words. And I think I said that to him, but he just like took it and made it so brilliant. So I know you guys got to go, so let's wind up with, anybody have some last minute questions for Joshua or James? I may stay on for a minute or two to talk to you guys to let you know what's next. When season 3 again? Well, we'll talk about that after I've released our friends here. Joshua did an amazing job on the screen. Who does James play? I'm kidding. That's not
I was like, oh, do I react to that question or no?
I think the question was, shouldn't James have left 5 minutes ago?
James, I know James has to go. People are saying goodbye. Okay, bye, Isabelle. Bye. We got a bunch here. Let me just get one good one for both of you. This one said, "Oh my God, yes, Chuck and James together are wonderful." Somebody's asking, what was the phrase that June said sticks in her mind that you say, James?
It's just a reaction to whatever is going on, and depending on the situation, it can have a certain tonality or energy. Oh my God!
Yeah,
it's an oh my God sort of thing. Oh my God! And then even Rich wrote that for Ray and James when Gary is about to tell, when Gustavo is about to tell Gary something. I won't say what it is. Right. And we both look at each other and say, oh my God.
James, do you buy bus stop ads in real life for your business?
Oh, no, nobody buys those. Homeless people sleep on them. But I've been thinking about a billboard, seriously.
Kelvin Gui has donated in, I think it's Myanmar, 98.90. I forget what that adds up to, but it's a very generous, very generous.
Where are they sending this? To your fund?
It goes to our YouTube channel. Oh. So, and that goes into the Disappointment Savings account, and that goes into my pizza budget.
I don't know that I've received a dividend from that account yet.
James, you're breaking up.
Oh,
James,
yeah, I'm going for a tunnel. Okay, on that happy note, can I just say, I know it's a lot of craziness sometimes here, and I intentionally add that just to do what I do, but it's really a pleasure to work with everybody. And even though I'm not on these very often, I really do truly appreciate everybody's support, and both to Rich's writing, to everybody's characters, and just your support and your enthusiasm around the show. Truly, it means a lot to all of us.
Yeah. Sometimes you forget what you've filmed, or you forget the time that you had when you filmed it. Some time has passed since we filmed this and this came out, and the stuff that people have to say, even about just like a bit character like Lane, or about the other bit characters.
You're not a bit character.
But you know what I mean? Like these side characters, the fact that Rich has created them and really fleshed them out, and we get to play with them and bring something more to it. But the fact that it really lands with you guys and you see so much of real life in it, that's what makes it fun for us, or me at least.
Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate that. I know the people watching appreciate that, and I'll just say that one last time that as the writer who sits alone in a room in the dark and writes these words down, it thrills me to no end to have people like yourselves and like the whole cast, Trevor, everybody was just so, they brought so much. You guys brought so much life to it, and that's why people, I think, are reacting. Sure, the writing's okay, but they're reacting to the
The
chemistry.
writing is more than okay, Rich. I'll tell you that right now. It's more than okay. It's very good.
You're good at what you do, so shut the fuck up and take the compliment.
I can't wait to write for Lane again. Lane is
That is the best piece of advice I've ever gotten from somebody who of my theater elders. You're good at what you do, so shut the fuck up and take the compliment.
okay.
It's perfect. Hey, I'm sorry to run, but
Yeah.
I appreciate being a part of this. And
James, I love that you showed up. I would just like to add one more thing. Michael Corbett is still, his camera is still on. His chair is still sitting there empty.
you know what? He's probably
But you can
sitting
still see the
across
Emmy.
room, kind of watching it in a mirror, sort of thing, and drinking a cocktail.
Or Gedde is finally going to show up and sit.
Yeah, he's gonna come on right after we get off. All right, you guys.
Thank you,
This
Chris
is perfect
Maloney.
timing. My Mac is about to go to sleep.
Just let you know,
Same.
guys, just for James, $20 from Chris Maloney. Going into the fun though, but that's
You got to take your shirt off
Oh.
now, James.
Wolf.
Oh,
Okay, guys, thank you very much. I'll be in touch soon. Okay,
Okay. thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Bye, guys.
bye, you guys. Bye, everybody.
bye. And then James, go away. And then there was just me. So just me, guys, now, and wanted to say how grateful I am that you showed up and you've interacted. If you have any more questions, I can stick around for another couple minutes. I can answer some of these questions that are here now. For good luck for James on real estate. He's gonna need it. Joshua, I hope to see you perform again sometime. Joshua's going to be back. Chris Heller says season 3 or a movie I will watch. So it's going to be a movie. It's a decision. We can't in this currently, like we do a 3rd season, which I'd be happy to do. But if we did it as a 3rd season, it would wind up on YouTube, which is fine. But it's the amount of money we need to raise in order to do another, to continue this story at this point is far greater than what we've done so far, because no one's ever been paid. Like, we have our crew working for pennies. The actors have all worked for free, and it's a SAG new media contract, which basically means that they get paid if the show sells, and the show hasn't sold yet. So by doing a movie, it stands to, it's a whole different ballgame. We can get it into festivals. We can find distribution for it. Television shows don't sell as easily because just by virtue of how networks and streamers are set up, they have their own development divisions and they develop their own material. And when you have an outside finished product coming in, it's a much harder sell because the executives involved don't have the investment in the show. So they're just, it's not their baby. So while I was not happy that it didn't sell, I understood. I disagree, but I understood. So we're going to do a movie, and we will do a fundraiser, which I'll be announcing. And we just have a whole bunch of, there's some things that I will be announce as it progresses. So please, just stay in touch. We'll do more lives. Be sure you're subscribed and set your alerts so you can be up to date on what it is that we have to share with you. Because, we love this show. We love that you love this show. We kind of make this show with you. And literally, for those of you who don't know, which I think you probably all do at this point, the show is financed by crowdsource funding, which means the viewers are the ones who sent money into a fundraiser and helped us raise enough money to make the show. So you guys, this is your show. It's your baby as much as it's our baby. And that's something I'm incredibly grateful for, because we would not have been able to make the show without you. And so moving on to continue, we have to do it again. And, we can all do it together. So I'm just going to check to see if there are any more questions. Grunther Blending says, how will Ray and Dwight react when the drone footage goes viral? The thing about that is you're seeing the drone footage at the end of the episode. It's not like there is other drone footage. You're seeing the drone footage. That was the drone that goes up and pulls back and then finally like flies away. You are great, Sir James. You and Chuck have the vibe, man. They do. We love them. Chris says, amen. Joshua, you were an incredible actor and we appreciate you big time. We do. We do. I love that Lane was the keystone of season 2. I agree. He was the secret hero. Bucking Bronco says, Michael Corbett's cat will soon occupy his chair. The chair is still there. You guys can't see it, but it's still there. What happened to my jorts? Adsmel is asking. I think he's maybe referring to the ridiculous shorts that Ray was wearing at the end of 208, the 8th episode on the rooftop. I wore those on purpose. I hate those shorts. I no longer own those shorts. In fact, those shorts, they split open during the shooting of it. And if you look carefully, you might see the bobby pin holding them together. They were so tight. My butt and legs were too big for them. But I wanted, Ray has a certain immaturity about him. He's a bit of an Arrested Development person. And that's why I wanted to have him wearing those shorts. And they're gone. As soon as we finished shooting, and I was confident that we wouldn't have to go back up on that roof and do any reshooting. That was Trevor's house, by the way, that he and his partner Patty were super generous to let us shoot up on the roof. And we were at his house for 2 days, and that was a add-on. We were done shooting for months, and I decided we needed this other scene, and we worked it out. When do I think a movie will start filming? Well, we got to first come up with our plan for the fundraiser while I'm writing the script. And then we have to, there's so much to go. I'm not sure if we can start shooting this year. And Karan says, by the way, thank you for your contribution for, what was that, Super Chat? I don't know what that's called, but I super appreciate it for all of you guys who have contributed this way. Jet the Third is asking, what about the director's cut for season 2? Season 2 is season 2. That what you see up there, the reason why there's a director's cut of season 1 is twofold. One is I wanted to put the episodes back together the way they were intended to be. Season 1 came out as a bunch of little short, the episodes have been chopped up into pieces for the YouTube audience's perceived lack of the ability to focus and to keep attention on something that's more of a long form. So part 1 was putting the episodes back together into 5 longer episodes. And part 2 was to put back in material that I had cut at the behest of our editor and my co-producer, that I disagreed with it. And there was things that they wanted me to cut that I didn't, but I never was comfortable with the cuts, and I wanted to put them back in, and this gave me an opportunity to do it. So it truly is I always find this expression sort of pretentious, but I'm going to use it. It reflects my vision. It was my actual vision for the episode. It's how I wanted it to go. And so now it is that. Lorenzo, I really enjoyed season 1 and 2. You were annoying and lovely in this season. Thank you. The show is excellent, and I love every single chapter. Ray was meant to be annoying this season. I did it on purpose, and I know that I kind of upset some people, but he was dealing with stuff, and still in the movie, he's still going to be trying to make amends for his behavior and to get his head on straight. I will promise you this, Ray will not be cheating. So don't worry about that. Have we tried to approach the Canadian streaming networks to pitch your show? My understanding is that, I'll look into it. But my understanding is that they are all set up to support Canadian productions, and they focus on that. I have been told that from a number of sources, but I'll double check that, triple check it. RBS says, okay, Rich, it rained a lot during the second season. Was that last scene on the roof with Dwight the sunny end for the series? As in you wrote it to indicate a happy ending? It did rain a lot, and I loved that it did, because while it made shooting difficult, to say the least, it added an atmosphere that helped, I think, with the feeling of the show. Like, it was raining, like the episode number 5 where 6 minutes and 49 seconds where we discover what happened between Ray and Dwight. There was so much rain while we were shooting that, and I do think it lended itself to the story. And again, it was a lucky accident that it was so beautiful that day that we shot on the roof. Werebear Post says yes to selling a feature that will help for season 3 to be picked up. That is my secret goal, is to have to do a movie, and then the movie succeeds, and then we go to studios and say, hey, this movie was a success. We're thinking of doing a TV series, and then pick up right where we left off, except with a network having come on board. Weirder things have happened. Chris says, thank you for hosting this incredible panel discussion, sir. I'm looking forward to seeing the disappointments in theaters. Will be awesome. Thank you. I agree. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Oh, okay. There's more. I'm going to read these real fast because I don't want to bore you people. I'm not in the business of boring you. I'm in the business of trying to entertain you. Michael DeRosa says, thank you for the podcast. Loved it today. Thank you. Are you willing to do a recap with commentary of the episodes? Maybe. Possibly. I mean, I think these lives have been that in a way. Like, we've come on once a week with different cast members to talk about the episodes. But that might be another way to experience it. So that's an interesting idea. I'll put it in the brain. Chris Maloney says, we will definitely stay tuned for whatever comes up in the future. But for now, thank you so much for all the work you and the rest of the cast and crew have put in so far. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Wow. Okay. Still more. I'm gonna read fast. Left at Albuquerque says, I thought those shorts were fine. We all used to wear such in the 70s and 80s. Gangsta culture made everyone wear the stupid looking ones where we endure today. Adidas, anyone? Yes, those were fine in the 70s and 80s. I mean, Ray's kind of holding on to the past. But I work my legs too hard to wear baggy pants. Super Mario says, I just wanted to say I love the season. Thank you for the series. Always looked forward to Sundays. Can't wait to see what's next. I'll take this moment off of that, inspired, to remind everybody watching, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Share the show with your friends. Super important. You'll find the playlists, both playlists. Hit the share button. You can have the opportunity to copy and save the link. You just bring them both down into an email. You have to do it one at a time, but you pop it into an email and then send it to 10 of your friends and say, I love this show. Watch it. That is how we build an audience. And the bigger our audience is, the more likely we are to succeed in the future. So it's also comment, hugely important. Comment on everything. Comment on other people's comments. Like the videos. All of that stuff. The reason why it's important is all of it basically draws the attention of the analytic brain of YouTube. The more activity there is on a channel, the more likely it is to promote the episodes as a recommendation on other episodes. So when you get to the end of watching an episode of something, and you always see those thumbnails and it says, if you like that, you might like this. That is a giant percentage of our viewership. I think the number is something like 72% of our people watching our episodes find it through the recommendation thing. And that is all caused by your interactions on the channel. So please comment and like and comment on people's comments and like people's comments. all of that chit chat, crosstalk, it's great. Barry Cox is asking about putting the show on DVD. It is, unfortunately, we don't have the contracts to do that. It's really, because this is such a low budget show, we don't have permission from SAG. We don't have the rights to the music. It would be really expensive to get all of the legalities together so that we could print those, and then we have to make them and get them out there and market them. And all of that is like way beyond what we have the capability of doing, unfortunately. But it'll always be on YouTube for you to watch and share. Will this be the last live for a while? No. It might be like a little break, but we will be back. We're going to have some news, and we'll share it with you guys and talk about it all in live streams. Bucking Bronco just said, Gedde just indicated that he's ready to join the live stream. I wish. That'd be so fun if he came on right now. Okay, let's see. I actually liked Ray better in this season. It showed his humanity. Thank you. I mean, Ray fucked up. And yet he was emotionally a mess. He revealed a lot of what his inner turmoil is. Particularly when he was saying to James and Gary about, like, you know, all of his life he's chased guys who have rejected him because he doesn't believe that he deserved love. And then, you know, he had this one guy, Dwight, giving him love, and he knows he blew it, and he wants to make it right. He wants to try to fix it. And I know a lot of people think, well, you should, you know, learn your lesson and move on. But he knew Dwight enough to be able to know that there's something there still from Dwight. And Dwight did kiss Ray back at the pool. So, and, you know, if you see the whole story all the way through, and I don't want to ruin it for everybody, but I think it gives you a sense that it was all there. It, like, Dwight made a choice with Philip that was safe. He got burned, he got his heart broken with Ray, and he didn't want to take the risky path and to, like, fall madly in love with somebody and get hurt again. So he took the safe route, but it was never completely right. And even Philip recognized that. And so he had that speech that was very much inspired by The Sound of Music, where he says to Dwight that they're not right for each other, but there's someone out there who is right for you, and he's waiting for you right now. And I think Michael did such a beautiful job with that speech. On set, I will tell you, directing that scene, looking at the monitor, watching Trevor, who did a beautiful job as well. The two of them together had this. It was a beautiful moment. I was so choked up in that moment, and I didn't want to reveal that I was about to burst into tears, like, emotionally. They turned to look at me to see how the take was, and I just sort of had to put my finger up. Like, I needed a minute and just turned away and just gathered myself, because it was a really important moment and they nailed it. And I'm so happy with it. I love the actors on this show. They just, so many times, they just killed it. Our editor Serge says, I hear your dog drinking. Yeah, Kevin's a loud drinker. Gunther Blending says Ray was very realistic this season. He has felt that tumult before. It was uncomfortable yet rewarding to see it depicted so accurately. Thank you. Mr. Unknown says, I'm not boring. He says, you're not boring, Rich. We could watch and listen to you for hours. Okay, let's do this for another 12. I got my piece of crust. Steven, love you, man. So proud of you. I love you back, man. Estoking. I always love Estokings. It's so late early here. Just dropped by to say, hey, Rich, and I really enjoyed season 2. Looking forward to seeing you work on next. What you work on next. Thank you. Stay tuned. T. Schultz. Promise not to go away for 3 to 4 years before another season movie. I am so committed to not being gone that long. Again, part of this was delaying for a number of reasons to try to time correctly getting the show out there to try to sell it. So there was a delay of 9 months before we even started to try to sell it. And then we tried to sell it for about 1.5 years. And so it was never again. Super Mario, any chance for a meet and greet with the cast? Yes, there is. If you find a business like a bar who wants to show a couple of episodes and have us come in and put us up in a hotel and fly us, believe it or not, they do it. There's a show called Where the Bears Are where they got flown around the world. Thank you, Chris. Any thoughts of having Steve Grand in the movie? No, honestly, I don't know if Steve's an actor really. And if there's a part that occurs to me that he would be right for, but I don't know Steve. Trevor knows him. They work together, and Trevor was the one who, worked the magic to get the song, which I thought was, again, once again, one of the ways in which Trevor made things happen for season 2. Yes, there will be a Spotify. Sorry, guys. I'm not even drinking alcohol. Kevin is saying, will there be a Spotify playlist for original music for the soundtrack? Yes, I actually have one. I need to take some songs out of it. I had made it for our screening, the finale screening, and I will rejigger it so it reflects accurately just what's in the soundtrack of the show, and I will share that very soon. Just keep reminding me. Movie should not take as long as finances are in place. Well, yeah. This season was so much better than the first season. Thank you. It was, we just got more ambitious. Or I should say I did. I learned kind of how to make a show in the first season. It was all a big learning process. I knew that we didn't have a lot of money, so I had to keep it kind of the world kind of small and not have the cast be too big and not have a ton of locations. Now, all of that said, my ideas for the movie, or what would have been the third season, now going to be the movie, huge. So we gotta raise some money, because there's some there's some fun stuff coming. It will be epic. The runtime for the movie, someone, as Serge is asking, the runtime for the movie, it's going to be a comedy, so it shouldn't be too long, but I'm picturing, maybe 110 minutes, like just under 2 hours, or maybe 2 hours max. That's kind of, comedies are usually shorter, but there's a lot of characters here to service. 4 main characters, essentially. Karen, I am eating, as the theme of this live was, I'm eating Hawaiian pizza. I've only had one piece. My Domino's box is sitting over there on the oven. I haven't wanted to eat it because I've been talking so much. Good job on the finale, sir. Thank you. RBS is asking, this is fun for people who don't live in LA or don't live in, it's not just in LA, there's other big cities. What is that robot wheelie thing in the shot? You're referring to episode 7, and it's after I don't want to give away too much for people who haven't seen the show if they're watching the live, but that is a delivery robot. It's crazy. Like, in different sections of Los Angeles, they have these little robots that have 4 wheels. It's basically like a cooler on 4 wheels, and it moves around automatically through the sidewalks and crossing streets and everything, and it delivers takeout food from restaurants, or I think in New York they probably have them in for bodegas. Like, people order things on an app, and that little robot-y thing shows up at the restaurant. Let's say the people in the restaurant put their bag of food in it, close the lid, it locks, and you have to have a code to open it, and off it goes, wheeling its way to its destination that has been entered, and delivers the food, and the person on the other end with their phone has the code. Not unlike my brilliant idea that I came up for the cupcake drone app, which I am going to pursue. I think I disagree with Lane. I think people wouldn't care if their cupcake has flown through swarms of birds and bugs and LA smog. It adds a little patina, a little extra protein and flavor to the cupcake. What did you guys think about the cupcake drone coming back, by the way? Were you surprised? That was one of my fun moments. That's my weirdness. That's how my brain thinks. Wow. Okay. You guys are still here. Still have questions. All right. I will go for a little bit longer. We're pushing. What are we doing here? Where's the time? I know there's a timer somewhere. Well, okay. Pushing 2 hours. What was the hardest character to write for this season? That's an interesting question. SJ by R's. Hardest character to write for this season. I would say it was Lorena in a way, because she's the character in many ways that is the furthest from myself, just because of her, I'm not I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm not a Black woman. However, just being a writer and having an imagination, I could imagine a lot for the character. And then, Lorena came in and she's so Lorena. June came in and nailed it. And she brought to it, without changing any lines, she brought to it an energy that made the character real. And I am going to be forever grateful to her. She's just, you saw in this live who she is. I mean, she's this beautiful, soft-spoken woman, and then boom, she becomes this big thing. Okay, thank you for a great show. My friend living in Japan for 15 years worries so much about the US these days. He started crying while watching. It was great to see good humanity side of characters. Thank you. There are good people here. Don't lose hope. We're trying not to lose hope. There are a lot of good people here, but I appreciate that. I'm glad. I love it when people are moved by what we're doing. Bride Jomar says, I recently began the series and he likes it. Thank you. I'm trying not to give too many spoilers for what happens later, but welcome and please keep watching. Jet the Third says, just wanted to let you know the show is reaching the other side of the world now, so the algorithm is working well. I'm from the Philippines. That's awesome. I get messages from people from China. I think I used to get them from Russia. I don't think anymore. The Middle East, everywhere, everywhere. Of course, Europe, South America. I think I've gotten a couple messages from guys from Africa. And what's amazing about the show is how, I don't take any credit for this. It's just the show in its completeness speaks to people of all walks of life. And that's very gratifying and something I never really even thought about while I was writing it. Look, only Lilith Cat says we're starting to have those robots in Chicago. They keep crashing into bus stop shelters. Yeah, they figure it out though. But I mean, they're weird. What keeps people from hijacking them? Don't know. I think part of it is that they lock, and they're out in the open. If somebody were to hijack it, they're walking. They're on the sidewalks out in the open. So, yeah. Cupcake drone in the movie, please. Definitely a great comeback. I did not expect to see the drone. I know that was when I brought that up. The people on the crew were like, "What?" But everybody loved it, and shooting that with those cupcakes we have were so delicious. Now I want a cupcake with my pizza. Grant says all the actors were great. Left at Albuquerque says it's a bad time for crowdfunding. People are needing to watch their budgets for food and fuel these days. Absolutely. It's going to be hard. June Carroll is so talented. Love Lorena and so interested in furthering her story in conjunction with the gays. Absolutely. I loved. She's not going anywhere. Werebear says we need Manpool startup money. Manpool was the app that both Gary and Ray used for dating, which it says like when you get your profile going, there's a button that says dive into the Manpool, and that activates your profile. That's cute, right? So yes, it's not the best time in the history of mankind to try to do crowdfunding for. But here's the thing: what I would appeal to and speak to about people, because I believe this, is that we are at a time right now where stories about LGBTQ characters are not being made, and the people themselves, excuse me, are being They are subject to, changes in laws that limit their rights, physical brutality, just generally in press. Obviously, transgender people are being vilified, all to try to rally the rabid conservative voters to come to the conservative causes and vote for those people. It's just, I'm sorry, it's disgusting. Rich, I loved when you started to cry after the karaoke tune. Was it your choice to do that, or did Trev coach you? No, that was me. Yeah. I, for one, love how you deftly wove the callbacks in throughout, the cupcake drone, etc. Thank you. That's Grunther. It was nice to see Joshua, wasn't it? Lorenzo Pereira. He's from the Dominican Republic. Welcome. Frank says, the rabbit part is so awesome and funny. Good night from San Fernando. Thank you. As Debbie said, in the red carpet, disappointment is a universal experience. Yes. And I'm glad you could hear her say that. I still haven't watched it. I heard the sound. If you turn it all the way up, you can hear it. Jeff Bias says, I actually stop and look 3 times before I send a text or a picture now, especially after that pivotal scene. Yes, be careful of what you send, and make sure you're sending any material, a photo, a video, to the correct person when you're texting, because you could make a mistake. And to the person, a couple of people have said, why didn't he just unsend it? I don't know if this is still true, but I researched it at the time that if you, on Apple devices, if you have not hit resend within 120 seconds, you no longer can. So Ray sent that when he was up in the bathroom. He was up there for a little bit more longer. So more than 2 minutes had passed by the time he sat down in his car, and Patrick called him to, and Ray discovered he sent it to the wrong person. Grunther says, he forgot to ask, is Oksana to blame for the talk show debacle? She wished Gary good luck instead of break a leg. No, she's not. Referring in Tempe, Arizona. I was just in Tempe, by the way. Some of the students tried to hijack one. They send out alarms. Ah, cool. Okay. So those little robots, wheelie robots, send out alarms. Just so you know, I'm going to wind up soon. So if you have any more questions, throw them in. And particularly if you have questions about the show, or, or I'll answer anything. I'm here with you guys. S. Stoking says, just crossed my mind. What happened to Chuck in the last few episodes? Why was he MIA? I did answer that earlier. There was episode 7 was all about really Ray and Dwight. There wasn't a lot of, and also Rusty, I believe. Yes, so James's storyline with Rusty was being dealt with, so there was no room for Ignacio, and we were dealing with a big part of Ray and Dwight's story, so there really was no room. And then in the last episode, it was, I thought about it, but for me, I wanted to focus on Ray and Dwight as the the couple so we can see them, because we had not seen them together in a good light at that point. You know, I wanted to really be able to have room for that, because there was a lot of stuff in that episode. It was all about working, you know, winding up Gary and Lorena's storyline. And that was a huge chunk. And also the writer's room. So there was a lot going on, and there wasn't any room for Ignacio. And I feel like, you know, we ended on a very strong note with Ignacio, with James finding out what rabbit means. And then with James later saying that he and Ignacio has agreed to go into couples therapy. So the fun thing is, when we do the movie, that will be a big storyline. So Ignacio's coming back in a big way. Right. Left at Albuquerque says he couldn't be in the episode because he was busy choreographing. That is correct. I love Chuck's choreography for that musical number. It is so bad in exactly the right way. It's so like someone who it was meant to look like someone who doesn't know how to choreographed it. Jet the Third says, it's been said a lot. Thank you, Rich. Truly appreciate you and everyone making something people can resonate. Wow. I'm tired. Resonate with. I have a slight speech impediment, if you haven't noticed. So there you have it. Where's the gay guy that was roomies with Rich because he was amazing? If you're talking about Lane, he was here. He had to leave about 7 o'clock, along with who were the last ones? It was Isabelle, who proved to everyone what a lovely person she is, and June, who everyone knows she's a lovely person, even without having seen her on a live before. So, yes. Here's a question. Why did the credits pass too quickly to actually read them? Do they? I mean, my thought about it is like credits pass quickly these days. If you want to read them, what I do if I want to read them is I pause them. Like on any show on a streamer, I'm always pausing the credits or even going back to look at, because I want to know who worked on it. Yeah, I mean, I'll keep that in mind next time. I thought we gave enough time for people to read, but I also know some people don't care to. You know, my editor, our editor, not my editor, the editor of the show just left. I would have asked him to chime in on that. Unfortunately, he's gone. He says, "Good night, Rich. You're an amazing writer, actor, showrunner, and one of the most humble human." This is hard for me to read. You guys can read this comment. But he says some nice things, and the fact that we have a really great community. So to that I say right on. And we still have a little bit more questions. I'm going to read faster. Does Ignacio's mother know about his sexuality? Absolutely. He knows what's going on between James and I'm missing my table. I was putting my elbow on it and I just went down. Yes, she knows. Late to the chat, but wanted to say you should be so proud of everything you put together. What a great series. You even outlasted mid-century modern with your writing. Thank you. That's cute. I really appreciate the fact that you love the series. You're late to the chat, so you missed that we're going to gear up to do a movie next instead of a third season, because I want to do something where we have a chance to pay everyone, because the 2 seasons, because we didn't sell it, the actors didn't get paid. So by doing a movie and raising more money to do the movie, the actors need to get paid. The crew needs to get paid. Because as you can see, even with just $130,000, we made a very professional looking show. And for those of you who think it wasn't that professional looking, try to do that with $130,000. It's insanely hard to do. We made 8 episodes. It's like a 4.5-hour movie for $130,000. There have been a few comments here and there from snarky people who aren't impressed. I won't say it that way, that they're downright insulting with regards to what the show looks like. And like, okay, what have you made? Let's see you do it. Do I sound bitter? I don't mean to. Specs, the boss. Oh man, I missed everyone. That sucks, but I still love seeing you. Thank you. This will be available to restream, and it was very fun. So, you know, if you are sitting down drinking coffee or whatever, you have some time. Of course, it's going to be 2 hours long. I would say take it in pieces. It was fun because it was all fueled by the questions that are coming in from our community here, our viewers, and I'm always grateful for that. It's why I do these. It's why I stay on as long as I do, because it's just amazing to interact with you all. So Specs, I'm just glad you're here. Thank you. It's good to see you. Just wondering, are there any plans to add subtitles in the future? Even adding English subs will be a big help, I think. If you set for subtitles, they do pop up. I will admit that I watched it with a friend who I was showing the show to, and he had the subtitles on, and they're not great. They miss words, they mistake words. So at some point, it's not something that, to be honest with you, I would love to be able to pay someone to do it, find, you know, a student who needs some money or something, because you have to sit there and literally type them all in by hand, and it's a bear. I'm busy. I'm thinking about writing the new show, so yeah, I'll figure that out, because I would like to have that for both seasons, actually. Oh, yes, you can reduce the speed on all YouTube videos, so you can slow it down for the credits. Oh, yes, Chris says, thanks at Werebear Post. That's our editor. You're a big part of that. You know what? He is so talented. I've said this before. Our editor is a straight man, married, who lives on the East Coast. I always forget if it's North Carolina, South Carolina. He's a former rock and roll drummer. He has like a mullet going on, buzzed on the sides, like just looks like a rock and roller. And he's from, shoot, I'm going to get this wrong. Is it Serbia? Don't kill me, Serge. So the fact that he connects so hard to the show, we hired him. We were searching for somebody to do a trailer for the first season, I think. I believe it was the first season. And he sat down, watched the show, and put together this brilliant trailer. And I had no notes. Like the fact that he watched the show, got the show, was able to tell a story in 2 minutes and 45 seconds of clips so that you understand what the show was such a genius skill that I was like, okay, you got to edit the second season. And so he did. And I want him to edit the movie. And so he will. Spec says, I love how you handled the lesbian that hated you because you were an old gay, but sucks you got fired also. Life's a biatch. You know, that's the theme of the show, the disappointments. So Ray thought he was going to wind up head writer of the show, and instead he didn't anticipate that his actions would actually get him fired too. I personally loved that. Yes, and that lesbian was her character's name was Mickey, played by Isabelle, who was on the live here. So sweet, such a nice woman. Check out the beginning of the live, as we were saying. Yeah, Linus was not a roomie. Linus doesn't live with Lane. Credits are swift, but would love bloopers at the end of each episode, like post-credit. Yeah. I mean, that's definitely something to think about. What I want to do, and what Serge and I are talking about, is he's already put together a rough blooper reel, and I need to go back and look into the hard drive at all the footage, because I know there's some other things that he might have missed. that I'd like to get in there. Okay. I understand you want to make a movie and the rationale, but I prefer the series is more actual production time and stage out over months of enjoyment. Yeah, that's true. But again, like, my secret motivation is to like do a movie, the movie's successful, and then go back to the TV studios and streamers and say, hey, we want to make a series. See if that works. We can always go back to making a series after the movie. Consider pitching this show to a streaming service like Deku. They don't have any money. We've looked at some of these lower tier streamers, and they don't have money. Trolls are a dime a dozen. They never done nor ever will be do anything worthwhile. Yes, I'm bitter. Let them snark. They have no taste. I could tell a palpable difference in what you were able to accomplish between season 1 and season 2. The texture of season 2 was noticeably different than season 1. You really worked it. Thank you. Said it before, said it again. Wonderful season. Still don't like Ray and Dwight together, but it's nice to see them working out their issues. Gary needs a love story. James is super funny. But we'll see what's in store in the next chapter of all this. Ignore the haters. Us gays got to stick together. Yes, but what's interesting is how many gays are the haters. I agree with you, though. Let's stop hating on our own people, no matter what. You're all talented, and I wish you nothing but great success for the movie and other projects. Thank you. Isabelle is really good. Thank you. How does she feel that everyone hated her? She loved it. She doesn't take it personally. She actually got to experience a live audience for a screening that we had of the last 3 episodes, and the reaction of the audience towards her character was so visceral, and she got to sit in the theater and she loved that. Oh, Grunther, don't worry, nothing to apologize for. I thought maybe you were, it's nothing. About Linus. Bloopers, yay. Do I have other future projects in mind? I do. I'm not at this moment in the mind place really to talk about them, other than there really is a body swap movie script that I wrote, Gay Brother, Straight Brother body swap movie, and it's one of the best things I've ever written. So we'll see what happens with that. Okay, we're going to wind this up. Gary talking to John's photograph in his green room just came to mind. We don't really know his history, but there are a couple of hints. Yeah, and we don't need to that's how I like to deal with the characters' histories for the most part. We got a little bit more into Ray's this season. That's possible with Gary in the next season as well. Kevin, Irish Kevin, remember the live chat will not be seen when replayed after the show ends. That is not always true. I set it to replay, and some of the live chats do have some of the lives do still have the chats. I don't know why it hasn't worked 100% of the time. Okay, any more questions? We're at 2 hours and 8 minutes, ready to wrap this up. I got to go eat my pizza for real. Thank you guys so much. Please, again, just for those of you who may have come in later, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. It helps immensely to share the playlist for season 1 and season 2 with your friends, because that is what will help make the show successful. The things that make the show, the channel successful, the thing that helps promote the episodes on YouTube is to like the episodes, comment on the episodes, comment on other people's comments on the episode. As I've said a million times now, that is what triggers the YouTube algorithm to raise us way up on the list of suggested programs for other people when they're watching stuff. At the very end of their video pops up little thumbnails of like, if you like this, maybe you'll like this. And that is where something like 75% of our views comes from. So we've been successful at doing that because of you guys, and I just request that you continue to do it. Again, this is all of us working together. We made the show with your help with financing. We keep the show, make the show popular with your help watching it and keeping all of the conversation alive. I personally love just hearing from you guys, and I always answer your comments. Yeah, and then set the alarm. Subscribe to the channel and set the alarm so you get the updates, the alerts on things that are coming up. We will be doing a fundraiser. I will have some exciting casting news. There's all sorts of stuff coming, so stay tuned. And thank you so much. Does Rich have his own YouTube channel like Sister Act? I will follow him. The Disappointments. That is my own personal YouTube channel, and there's other things on it from me. Okay, RBS, bye. Grunther, bye. Karan, can't wait for the next live. We'll see you soon, I hope. Chris Maloney, good night. Rich, we'll be here for you in the future. Thank you. Jet the Third, sleep well. Rich, good night. Everybody, thank you for being here. Have a great night. We will be back. I'm so glad you enjoyed the show. Please share it with your friends. Watch it again if you want to. All that good stuff. And if you haven't finished it, please do. Watch it. Okay. Comments keep coming in, but I'm going to go. Good night, everyone. Space, thanks from the UK. I love the fact that this is worldwide. You guys are the best. I mean that. Thank you. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye. Oh, God. Thank you for the best gay show no one knew. Thank you for the best gay show no one's ever heard of. That is my favorite quote from somebody. Love you guys. Have an excellent rest of your evening, day, whatever time zone you're in. Bye. Ending now.